Alright, so today we're making a video on Blossom, and today we will be rating my portfolio. We're doing rate my portfolios. Um, as you see, nothing really changed about my portfolio, such as QDVO getting switched over to my Roth IRA, which I mean by switched over, I switched over 40 shares over to my Roth IRA. So it might be like we lost like $5 a month on income, but it's fine. It'll be going to the other account. My Roth IRA is mainly made for my QQM, my VOOO, and I think I have another stock and I haven't looked at it in a minute, but I think I did add another stock to it. All of it strictly for growth. My other thing that I do have is real estate. I do own a house. It's the house I'm living in right now. Other than that, nothing really changed about portfolio otherwise than that one change about QDVO. I did change, mention that I did change Main Street. I did add $500 to Main Street, so now we're sitting at $47.46. And then that put me at on 140, I think $150 a year, about $14 to $12 every single month. And then obviously with the extra special dividends that it gives out every single quarter, it'd be a little extra on top of that. So probably like around 170, 165, give or take, with the special dividends included. But really not that bad. I did add $200 to SCHD, so now we should be sitting at a good $66, $67 every single quarter with that payment. If it gives if it gives a little extra on top of that, I might end up doing a video on my real estate, like my house, and doing a video on my Roth IRA. I'll do a video on it one day, but most likely not today. For BMI, still the same. Everything else still in the portfolio is still relatively the same. I do earn about $83 a month on SPY, which is really nice. But this portfolio is mainly meant for like in 10 years, it'll help me pay off my house. So in possibly in 10 years, when I'm done adding to the portfolio or just around the amount that I want to add to it, I'll stop putting money into this account, start taking the money out and put it all to my mortgage to get my house paid off as quick as I can to lower down my expenses. So lowering down expense especially will be a lot, as I can live off less than what I need. Overall, the portfolio is doing really good for gains and anything like that included, especially with my ACM position. $1,800 up on my SCHD. From that's my goal overall the next 10 to 15 years. Just in 10 years, we'll start from just clean straight, just taking all the income out of my portfolio, putting it onto my mortgage to pay that off quick, like at least probably 15 years earlier to what I'm expecting to pay off now. That would be nice. And just when it's time for me to retire, just take all my dividends out and just live off what I need. Other than that, if I was rambling too much or I forgot to tell y'all, we doing rate my portfolios. First we'll look at, rate my portfolio. First, you go down the list. I did post something on Blossom, see what everybody think on my portfolio. Just 25% into SCHD, 25% to SPY. QDVO sitting at 9.6, and then the rest of the portfolio all up behind it. First things first, Nicholas Capet. If I say your name wrong, my bad. Which of these portfolios would you go with? So, my looking understanding of everything's the same, but just different weightings on each one. So what I will go with personally out of all three is I think I'll do with 2. 3 just looked a little more uneven. I wouldn't put that 50% inside of Amazon Google. That'd just be too heavy in your portfolio. This might be good too, but I think I'd rather do 2. Sounds about right. Next thing we'll look at Finn. See all the stocks. A very interesting portfolio. So I don't know nothing about this portfolio at all. The only stock that I do know is HIMS. That's it. The portfolio is not really up or down on anything really, just still mainly up and down. But I wouldn't invest in none of these stocks except for, I wouldn't invest in none of these stocks personally. All times up, down 6.7%. But this portfolio is a little different. Zammy. If I go to all Zammy stocks, personally, off look, it looks like a really good portfolio. I don't know some of these stocks inside this portfolio. Like, I never heard of Coherent, never heard of Celestia, KLA Corporation, never heard of Flex, never heard of Constellation Energy. I heard of Qualcomm, never heard of Canadian Natural Resource. But overall, portfolio is doing really good because of Micron and Credo and the video. Basically, the top 5 in the portfolio is doing really well to the portfolio. Can't really knock us at how he doing really well in the portfolio. One of the stocks I did want to add to my portfolio was Williams Sonoma, but it's too high up right now. If I didn't already mention about my portfolio, I do want to add 2 more stocks to it. I possibly want to add either or TSCO, which is Tractor Supply Company. I want to add either Microsoft. It's another stock that I want to own, but I might find it somewhere in here if I remember correctly. Next stock to be looking at is, let's look at Alejandro one. So looking at his portfolio off the rip, I see that I never heard of some of these stocks. I heard of GE. I never heard of PAVI. I don't know if it's a stock or ETF, but it looks he be doing good on it so far. VOO is a big weighting in his portfolio, which is really good though. He's low down on it. Amazon, SoFi, Meta, Palantir, doing really good picks for him. Any other stock besides, I never heard of DHT. I forgot that I was even a stock. DCCR. So, basically, in my opinion, the only stock I would invest in this portfolio would be VOO, Amazon, SoFi, Meta, and Palantir. Everything else, I don't think I would never touch. It just looks a little too risky for me, in my opinion. But then again, I don't really know nothing about these stocks or ETFs, so I can't really say nothing about it. But so far, he's up 3.87%, which is really good. Bruno just got into Blossom. Uber, one of his stocks. ASML, looking crazy, 152%. Google, 104%. ServiceNow, 33%. Amazon, 10 at 25%. So the top, basically 8 to 10 stocks, he's doing really well in. The only stock he's doing really bad in is Noble, the one of the stocks I would never buy in my life. I wouldn't touch that stock with a 10-foot pole. Adobe, really good pick too, but down 16%. Investment of FICO, never heard of CSU. Harvia, if I said it correctly or not, my bad, but never heard of that stock neither. Booking Holdings, I heard of that stock one time, I just forgot about it. Due to that, honestly, really good picks for the top 5. I actually really like the top 5 that here. 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't know nothing about the stocks. I really can't say nothing about it, but I already put Nvidia, Amazon, now Google and ASML would be a good pick for him. So he's doing really good though too. I was on the last 4 in his portfolio, but other than that, he did really good. I can't really knock or say these portfolios are bad because I don't know what his goal and strategy is. His goal and strategy could be straight growth, retiring as early as he can just to put the money into straight income afterwards, after the fact. Next stock we can get into is Michelle Moyer, which is, I do follow him because I felt like I just saw this portfolio one day. I'm like, yeah, why not? Nvidia, if I go to all-time return, he's actually really up on a lot of his stocks. This is one of the stocks that I've seen in a minute to where he invested into all growth. And Bank of America I wanted to get into. That was one of the stocks I really wanted to buy, so I did follow the stock I was talking about earlier. Bank of America, which I didn't want to buy a lot of at the time. I didn't want to buy it. Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, basically a bunch of technology stocks, which is doing well for him so far, which is really nice. He only down on 2 positions, which is Bitcoin and Tesla. Not really surprised about Bitcoin is down. But overall, really good stock choices all around. VO and VTI, good combination, QQQ. But he said, I believe he said recently that, yeah, the video, how much should I sell or keep? Where should I diversify to? So he's basically trying to rework his portfolio to the best of his ability. So I want to see how he reworks his portfolio and see what he gets rid of and see what he gains. But I know for a fact he might have to get rid of some of his NVIDIA position just due to he's too heavy on it. But that might just be all in gains. So you can't really say that sell the stock because I'm just too heavy in it. It might just be because it just has a lot of gains in it, which is really good too on that top end. But overall, the portfolio is really nicely diverse. Next, we'll be looking at turn 500K. 1 month later, I'm creeping up with 600K. It's really nice right there too. See, he got QQM, SPMO, and a bunch of others. The same portfolio he pested on that he actually decided to go with 40, 30, 25, 5. But personally, let's do Boston. Do all his stocks, AMD, Celsius. Now Celsius, I'm not about to knock none of these companies because I don't know what type of situation they're in and what kind of not situation they're in. Like I said, they might be like in financial trouble or just they just getting sued. Sometimes that happens. Like Johnson, like I feel like a year back, they was getting sued, and after that just went over with, the stock price just shot it up. But the top 10 that he got in his portfolio, the top 5 mainly, is doing really well for him. So I can't really say that nothing about this portfolio, but overall he's up. Can't really knock portfolios that's doing really good. Doing stocks are doing really well for him. So overall, good understanding. Some of these stocks I wouldn't even touch. Some of these stocks are doing well for him. Just is what it is. Next stock I really want to see, this one right here, Eric portfolio. I've been really like all of these stock choices are really good. Like honestly, God, I've never seen a good portfolio round one in my life, but these are actually really good. Morgan Stanley, you got Nvidia, IBM, which is a really good company, Costco, which is a really good brand, Meta, Coca-Cola, which is a really good stock too, Microsoft, VOO, SCHD, and QQM. Honestly, can't really say, but it's a really good portfolio all around. He's up 662% inside of Nvidia. Honestly, can't really knock it. That's really good right there. Let's switch up topics real quick. Let's go to ETFs. All right, so I do watch her leaving the hamster wheel sometimes. I just go and like, oh yeah, she posted a video, let's go watch it. But I do follow her. EDGQ, never really heard of this stock, but everybody seems to have an 18% now, which is interesting. Now, the one topic I did want to get into this video was Goldman buying NEOs. Honestly, it's really nice that Goldman is buying NEOs due to the fact of just Goldman Sachs have the technology to acquire NEOs, and they have I think they bought them for like a $2.2 billion deal, which is NEOs. I know they had made a good amount of that, but Goldman has the technology to get them into different sectors of the business. Goldman has the technology to get NEOs even into different countries for them to be able to expand, which would be really nice for NEOs because with their own quality, I think they've made like a grand to like $10 billion off of their products already, probably even more than that. I haven't really looked in a while. But yeah, I'm really excited for NEOs acquiring Goldman Sachs. I might do like more of an in-depth video on this topic right here because I actually really like NEOs as a company. They said they would not even change anything about their funds, which is really nice since Goldman's buying them. Nothing should change about the QQI or the SPYI. Everything should stay the same, which is really nice. They might, and the one thing about Goldman Sachs, they might even try to lower down the expense ratio on NEOs funds, which would be really nice for us, even though they are really well. They got the 1256 contracts that NEOs do have, which is really nice for the tax at the end of the year. So honestly, I'm really excited for this. This is not gonna happen anytime soon, probably like the middle or the beginning of next year. This is just not like a 1 month thing, but it's gonna take a while for this to come into effect. Like, I actually can't wait for this to be a thing. I never thought I'd see the day of NEOs getting bought by Goldman Sachs. Other than that, that's really it about the somebody crossed 1 million, which is really nice. Other than that, if I go to passive income, I never heard of PayI and PayU before, so twice a monthly payers. I never heard this. I don't even know who owns this. Probably from there, I think that's it for the everything in general. Because I go back to run my portfolios, just go to what somebody think about it. I don't think I had looked at one of these. I might do one of these videos probably every once a week, like just rate my portfolios, just in general, just to see how everybody's way of investing is different. Everybody's way of investing gonna be different just due to like what they believe in, what they don't believe in. Like I have never seen this portfolio. I can't remember a day in my life. Like just look at Verihan. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. But Nebius, you got all-time returns. Doing really good on Nebius. Doing really good on Manulife. I never heard of these companies in my life. Sandus, I heard of. They're gonna make a killing this year. Oscar Health, Netlist, BNS, Enbridge. I actually really want to buy. I thought about buying them. Robinhood, Apple, Blossom, Social Inc. Really all are really good picks. Well, I don't really know nothing about these companies. I can't really say if they're good or bad, but overall for them, they actually made a lot off this top 10 right here. They have that's really good for them. After all, I will do a video on my real estate and I will do a video on my Roth IRA one day. But for right now, my portfolio is sitting at 26% SPY and 25% into SCHD. But for right now, I guess that'll be it for the video. We'll come back I'll be back to y'all in a later video.